On April 30th, 2026, the RICS 4th edition standard came into effect, setting a strict new regulatory baseline for commercial property valuations. Before this update, surveyors could treat sustainability risk as a primarily qualitative exercise. A few generalized paragraphs buried in an appendix were usually enough to satisfy reporting requirements. That framework is gone. The Red Book now mandates a highly structured, evidence-based ESG valuation insert, integrated directly within the core report. This means that submitting a commercial valuation without rigidly formatted, documented climate risk evidence is a direct threat to a valuer's professional liability. There is a wide gap between acknowledging climate change in your text and providing a defensible data matrix that quantifies a building's precise regulatory exposure. This structured insert serves as a test of mechanical compliance, engineered specifically to insulate the firm against future litigation. The immediate challenge for surveying practices is economic. A standard single asset valuation instruction typically yields between £5,000 and £15,000 in fees. But retrieving the hard data required for the new ESG insert usually means instructing a separate sustainability consultant or quantity surveyor. That external cost can easily carve £5,000 right out of the operating margin. Worse than the cost is the operational friction. Waiting 2 to 4 weeks for an external consultant to return their findings destroys the rapid turnaround times that clients expect. This creates a proportionality paradox. The capital and time required to gather the data are entirely disconnected from the actual financial value of the instruction. Valuers can resolve this bottleneck by breaking the required ESG insert down into 4 specific modules and leveraging a specific technology exemption built into the RICS standard. Understanding the architecture of these 4 modules allows a practice to maintain its profit margins while ensuring the final report remains legally defensible. A compliant ESG valuation insert relies on 4 interconnected modules. The first module covers the EPC and MEES, or Minimum Energy Efficiency Standards, risk classification. You must explicitly classify the asset based on its current energy ratings, measured against projected future regulatory thresholds, marking it clearly as compliant, at risk, or non-compliant. Once the current status is mapped, the insert moves to the most complex requirement, Module 2, the stranded asset timeline. Investment committees use this module to pinpoint the exact year an asset will become economically unviable due to carbon regulations. This chart plots a building's unchanging carbon intensity against the CRERM 1.5-degree pathway. The descending curve represents the regulatory limit. The exact moment the building's emission line exceeds this curve, it crosses into stranded asset territory. By identifying the specific misalignment year, the valuer replaces vague environmental concerns with a hard, quantifiable date that underwriters can directly price into their models. Knowing when an asset will strand leads directly into Module 3, CapEx estimates and ROI. This section answers exactly how much capital it will cost to fix the risk identified in the previous step. Generating credible retrofit cost estimates, often ranging from £80 to £150 per square foot, is the exact step that traditionally forced valuers to mandate an external quantity surveyor. However, the RICS standard offers a structural workaround. Section 3 of the 4th edition explicitly addresses this exact proportionality problem. It permits valuers to use AI-powered technology solutions to generate these capital expenditure estimates in-house, entirely bypassing the need for a formal QS instruction. The exemption comes with one strict condition. The valuer must include specific, pre-written limitation clauses within their terms of engagement, clearly defining the boundaries of the automated data. Activating this tech-driven exemption establishes a legal shield for the valuer while entirely eliminating the traditional 4-week delay. Module 3 serves a dual purpose. It provides the necessary cost estimates for the client and acts as the legal mechanism that keeps the instruction both compliant and profitable. The final requirement of the insert is Module 4, the standardized KPI dashboard. This section maps directly to RICS Appendix A, covering specific metrics like energy intensity, greenhouse gas emissions, and physical climate risk exposure. The source of these numbers requires extreme scrutiny. AI-generated data introduces severe liability if it produces generic hallucinations instead of traceable facts. Defensible technology tools derive their estimates from strict, verifiable benchmarks, such as a 120-point scoring framework built directly on actual UK REIT sustainability reports. Under RICS Section 4.1, the valuer is required to apply strict professional skepticism to any third-party data they include in the report. That means a robust system will flag missing information, rather than filling gaps with plausible-sounding assumptions. True defensibility relies on stating exactly what the system does not know. A compliant ESG insert protects your professional liability precisely by meticulously documenting its own limitations, creating a transparent and highly specific evidence trail. Together, EPC risk, CREM timelines, CapEx limitations, and standardized KPIs form a complete, legally robust shield for the valuer. By utilizing the Section 3 technology pathway, a sprawling 4-week multi-party workflow collapses into a standardized 10-minute automated process. The urgency for this new efficiency comes directly from the ultimate demand chain, bank and secured lending panels. Banks are currently navigating their own aggressive climate stress test requirements. To accurately model their portfolio risk, they demand immediate, perfectly standardized data from every valuer on their panel. Manual, consultant-led processes simply cannot scale to provide the consistency or the volume economics that these institutional clients now require. Automated ESG inserts provide the data consistency and volume economics required to secure high-volume commercial underwriting mandates in 2026 and beyond.